I bought this guitar for 50 pence and decided to give it a clean up using something from the house, like refurbish it. So I'm using Safe Cut, which was something I bought to clean my car. It's a bit like turtle wax, so you kind of rub it on and then you rub it back off again. It's supposed to be a mild abrasive, so I thought it might be useful to use it on my wood rather than going out and buying special or specialist products to clean guitars. It would probably cost me an arm and a leg. So I wanted to keep the price down as much as I can, really. So if you look at it, you can see like slight little paint marks and little chips and stuff around the wood. So what I'm going to do is I put it on a bit of, it's actually kitchen towel. Then I rub it on around the wood. As you can see, it's going on like cream. And then you rub it off. You're not going to see me do it all, but once I've put it all on, yeah, there's me doing the side. And this is how it comes off, and then you can see it's leaving it looking very sort of like cleaner, in a sort of a matte kind of way. But it's just taking off the sort of top layer of the wood, so it's not doing any damage to the wood. There you go. Alright, so there you go. So I've done the back, done the front, and I've done the side. This is the last part of it now.
I'll polish it with the guitar cleaner. Okay, so there you go. Clean up the back, clean up the headstocks, nice and shiny. Yes, I know I'm not sitting, just covered up. I'm sitting on the end of my bed, actually. Yeah, and I've done the end of this. It's the most comfortable place I can sit. I like sitting like this. I'm not a Luther, so I haven't got like a work bench and routers and all sorts of stuff like that. So I just have to make use of things like the peddy and cotton wool and an old file that's now battered from the work it's done. But I mean, look at these frets. Look at them. They're lovely. Look how they've come up. See, now you can see the sun hitting it. It's like they're definitely brass. Definitely brass. I wouldn't have known that until I used the file on it, nail file. So no special equipment needed, no days and days of waiting. I don't know how long I've been at this, but it's probably about an hour cleaning it up. Now I'm going to try and put the strings on it. And I bought it without a bridge, so there was no bridge. And when I took it to the shop to ask them to fix it up, they laughed at me. So the guitarist that I know said to me, why not put in a floating bridge? I thought, what's a floating bridge? Didn't say that, I just went and looked up floating bridge. Ordered one, it was here within 2 days, and it cost me £6. So I'll show you when I put that on. The strings cost me £7, and the guitar cost me 50 pence. So I'm using all stuff in my house. I mean, I don't know how much a file will cost, but that's negligible really, isn't it? So in total, that's 7, 6, that's 13, plus 50 pence, £13.50 for this guitar so far, including the strings and the new bridge. And everything else that I'm using is kind of negligible because it's stuff that I have in the house anyway. Okay, alright then. Right, I'm going to try and string up now. Hey. Okay, here I am with my peddy, another use for my peddy. What I've done is I'm just going to you see then I'm not going to can't get the camera on, I've done it already. I'm just showing you what I've done. I've just gone along and used the peddy on the edges. Just gone along and touched the edges because you can see like this one's smooth. This one has got sort of a rough edge. That's quite rough. That one's quite smooth. These two are rough. So what I'm going to do, I can feel it rough coming from that end. Check which ones it is again. Yeah, those two. So I'm going to try and sort of take it off where I felt the roughness on it. Okay. But try and do it while you can see with the camera. You hear it touching. Ooh, that's nice and smooth. Yep, that's okay. Oh, that one's a bit rough now. I'm not touching it very lightly so that I'm not sort of taking off chunks of wood. It just seems to be doing the job. I'll pass my hand over it. It's a very light touch. So you have kind of affected the wood a bit here, you know, you can see. Right, so what I've done is just touch the top of it now. That's the ones that I've done, so it's all smooth going across. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot better. But yeah, another use for my peddy. That's an expensive tool. Getting dry skin off the bottom of your feet, but I found another use for it. Repairing things that need a top kit. So it's like an electric file, basically. Or electric sander. Yeah. So the worn out peddies that are not any use for your feet anymore can be used as a electric sander. Okay, so I'm not a Luther, and I'm not pretending to be, and I'm not gonna say I'm restoring this guitar for sale, but what I want to do is just tidy it up and not ruin it. So that's what I'm trying to do. But as a typical woman, I'm using the things that I have in my makeup and beauty care bag, like the peddy and a nail file. I used that to sand off some of the, you know, it's got splashes of paint and so on that was on the back. Nothing there anymore, but they had let me show you what the bit that I haven't done. Okay, right, all right, yeah, the front's good. Like you can see there's little bits of paint or something and dirt and scuff marks and so on. The back was pretty similar, and I used the file, so that's the what I was just doing to get that off, and then I just used a bit of wood stain. Used a bit of wood stain to get that, just a tiny little bit on another thing for my beauty bag, typical woman. Yes, so yeah, cotton pads for cleaning makeup off. I used that with a little bit of sort of clear wood stain, well not clear, but it's got a bit of colour in it, and just put a tiny bit on it and just rubbed it over the white, the very white marks. You can still see signs of it, but it is much improved. You might want to do a little bit more of that. And then I'm going to use, from my local music shop, this stuff that you use to kiss a classic guitar cleaner. Shake well, I never have. Oh dear. Right, okay, so Right, just going to keep on doing this. Right, I'm just going to show you what I was doing with the nail file. Okay, so what I was doing with the nail file is that's what it looks like. See, I'm focusing on that. And that's what it looks like after I've used a nail file on the top. So you can see them side by side, really, the difference. It's quite noticeable, really, isn't it? Alright, so I'll carry on doing that and then I'll move on to the next bit. If anybody could tell me what kind of guitar this is. It's definitely a parlour guitar, the shape. With a 3/4 fret. It hasn't got the same fret markings as my other guitars. Sunburst. I think it looks like, I don't know what you can say about this wood. It's just, it's not plywood. Or is it? It's a very thin piece of wood, thin wood though, compared to other guitars. It's not shiny either. It's kind of a satin, matte, sort of a matte finish. So if anybody could tell me, you know, what kind of guitars this is, I would appreciate it. Right, signing off for now. Okay, so here's the ones that I've done, and it's looking pretty good. And these are the ones that haven't been done yet, just the last, is it 4? Say 5, the one at the end. You can see the difference. Yeah. And it's much smoother. It feels very smooth, and it's actually helped to smooth off the ends of the, what they call the fret dividers. Yeah. The nut seems in good condition. It looks quite solid, so I don't need replacing. It looks very straight, so that seems okay. Alright, so I'll just carry on doing that. Okay, it's focusing on in now. Okay, it's better. You can focus in and you can see, you can see the wood. What kind of wood is that? What? I want to focus. There it is. It's focusing. Is that ply? Does it matter? Just interesting to see what sound comes out of it. That shape. The shape of that. I've never seen a guitar with that. I've seen one, but it's not exactly the same. Since it's focusing, I'll let you have a look at the tailpiece and the front of the guitar, which I'm about to start working on. That little worn out file is going to come in handy to take off some of those little bits on the guitar. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Right, I'm going to completely finish that off, dust it off, and then apply some of this stuff to the fret board to clean it up. Okay, so what I've done is I've put the strings through. I've left the last one. They're all colour coded, so I know exactly what I'm doing. Putting some of these light Jumbo King. It was recommended that I use the metal strings, but the very lightest that I could get, because this hasn't got a reinforced neck or anything. Okay, so I've got it all ready. It's a bit fiddly because at the end it keeps popping out, because it's not really made for these this type of string with the end on it. I think it was originally meant for the ones without. So I've got to pull them all to make sure they're secure underneath the tailpiece. And then I'm going to use a technique of winding the strings on by tying it, the middle ones first, and then twisting it so that it doesn't go up to the end and touch the wood. Alright, so I'll get on with that. I think I have to do the 2 E strings first. There is a mark, I think there's a mark there where the bridge was. You can see that, but I can't rely on that. I'm going to have to measure the distance between the end of this nut to the 12th fret here, and the distance between there and there should be the same. I'll put the bridge there and then I tune it. With ease and brilliance. So I've finished, I've polished, I've put the bridge on. I tuned the lower E string first and then the high E string to the chromatic tuner. Then I put my finger on the 12th fret, which is the very bottom dot that you can see there, and I pushed the bridge further away from the towards the tailpiece, because it was a little bit sharp. So I had to make it was tuning on F sharp, so I had to move it towards the tailpiece, which is that bit at the bottom there. Right, so you can see that, but yeah, so I had to move it away. Then I had to do the same thing with the high E string, and move it away, and I had to turn the bridge around because the G string was very, very tight. But what I'd done is I'd tuned it to a complete octave higher. I didn't realise. I had to wind it back off again. But yes, I follow some videos that I watched on YouTube about how to set up a floating bridge, and it's worked wonders. It's perfectly in tune. I will give you a play of it, but I'll do that on a separate video, because at the moment I'm holding the phone. I just wanted to show you, because I'm working on it very badly on my bed. I just was inspired to get on with it, so I just got on with it there and then, rather than faff about moving things around. So now it's taken its pride position, and it's definitely a parlour guitar because of the shape of it. It's not a child's 3/4 guitar, it's a parlour guitar, but it's got a very short fretboard, unusually so. So any helps identifying this guitar would be very, very glad of it. I will be very glad of it. Okay, gotta go now. Off to get some exercise, because I've been sitting around all day doing this and it's not good for my health. So I'm going to go and have a little bit of a workout in the...
Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully watch my other video where I actually play it and
but nice.
hear what it sounds like.
Okay.
For a 50p guitar, not too bad.
Parlour guitar, all polished up. My 50p guitar. Paid 50p for that. Wonderful.